Welcome back to Books with AR. Chapter 18, Gourd. Wang Lin left the garden without saying a word. His red uniform drew a lot of attention from the honorary disciples. Their faces were full of envy. However, when they took a closer look and noticed who was wearing it, their expressions immediately turned weird and became even more envious. So it turns out that the person who became an inner disciple was him? He became an honorary disciple by trying to commit suicide. What method could he have used this time? Is there a need to ask? I say he must have done some nasty things to gain the elder's favor. That type of person is completely shameless. Yeah, just look at that stupid face. Even if he became an inner disciple, he'll still be at the bottom. How could cultivation be so easy? That piece of trash. It doesn't matter if he becomes an inner disciple. We shouldn't care. Trash is trash, and no matter where they go, they will be looked down upon. Damn it. I've been an honorary disciple for 4 years and haven't seen someone as shameless as him. Why did the elder pick him? I'm better than him in every way. You've only been here for 4 years. I've been here for 12 years, but relied on my own skill. Look at how arrogant he is. Huh. Inner disciples constantly fight with each other, so let's wait and watch the show. All those words were heard by Wang Lin. He scanned everyone with a cold look in his eyes. He wasn't strong enough right now, but he vowed to definitely get revenge in the future. After a while, he arrived at the east gate. He ran along the small road until he reached the spring. He washed his face with the cold water to refresh himself, then took a few drinks before sitting down and began to cultivate. Elder Sun sat on a nearby tree, cursing. This bastard. He said he was going to find a gourd. I can't believe he's really waiting here for a gourd to float by. After Wang Lin left the garden, he immediately started tailing him to see where he had found that gourd. However, he didn't expect Wang Lin to sit down and start cultivating. The spiritual energy here was denser than it was in his room, but not as dense as it was in the herb garden. Based on his understanding, this qi condensation was just how much spiritual energy is in one's body. While he could only absorb a little at a time right now, this was something that could be fixed with time. What Wang Lin guessed was correct. Qi condensation was just spiritual energy entering the body to build a good foundation for the future. Wang Lin kept up the breathing technique until noon, then got up and stretched. He still hadn't felt the sensation of ants crawling all over his body. He stood next to the spring and thought, Elder Sun must not have let him go out for no reason. He must be spying nearby. He touched his stomach and casually walked back toward the sect. Elder Sun exploded with anger. He had been pointlessly waiting the whole morning for nothing? He muttered, Bastard! This old man will play your game. If you won't succeed in 1 day, then I'll wait a month. If a month is not enough, I'll just wait a year. I refuse to believe you don't have another gourd. After he finished speaking, he arrived at the herb garden before Wang Lin. After a while, Wang Lin casually walked back in. Sun Deju stroked his beard and asked, Disciple, did you find a gourd this morning? Wang Lin sighed and shook his head. Teacher, disciple waited the whole time at the spring, but didn't find any gourd. I'll go wait in the afternoon. I might get lucky then. Sun Deju thought, You kept your eyes closed in meditation this whole morning. Even if a gourd had floated by, you wouldn't have seen it. But he instead said, Very good. Wang Lin, you go eat first. Then go check it out in the afternoon. Wang Lin responded with a sound. He walked into his room and noticed there was a table with 4 dishes of meat and vegetables, and even soup that would make anyone hungry. He didn't ask who brought the food in, but quickly ate some and even drank all the soup before laying on his bed to take a small nap. Sun Deju's body appeared like a ghost. His face darkened as he thought, "This old man follows the sect rules, so I won't poison your food, but I can put in drugs that will hinder your spiritual energy absorption. With your average ability and my drugs, you will never get past the third layer of qi condensation. You will be forever under my control." After an hour, Wang Lin woke up and straightened his clothes, then walked back to the spring, then started to cultivate again. He cultivated until it was dark before getting up and, without saying a word, walked into the jungle in the mountain. Sun Deju, who was sitting in a nearby tree, silently followed Wang Lin. Wang Lin slowly made right and left turns in the mountain and looked left and right along the way. Suddenly, his expression became happy when he arrived at a vine full of gourds. He picked a small gourd that looked nice, then quickly left. After he left, Sun Deju was very confused. No matter how he looked, the gourd looked very normal. He took a few gourds with him and disappeared. Wang Lin followed the mountain road and returned to the sect in no time. He ignored the words of all the other disciples. After entering the herb garden, he saw Sun Deju's sullen face glaring at him. Wang Lin immediately respectfully handed the gourd to the elder and said, "Teacher, my luck this afternoon was pretty good. Although I wasn't able to find any in the spring, I walked around the mountain and found a lot of gourds. This one looked the most like the one I had before. Teacher, how is it?" Sun Deju nearly lost his temper, but swallowed it and managed to squeeze out a smile. He took the gourd and tossed it to the side without looking and said to Wang Lin, word for word, "The gourd I want is the one that is filled with spiritual energy like before. Why would I want a random gourd?" He couldn't control his temper, so he ended up yelling the last few words. He wasted a whole day following this kid and was tricked by him to pick and test a few ordinary gourds.